Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel. My name is Jack and this is your match reaction. Manchester United are absolutely hammered 4-1 away from home by Newcastle and a game of two halves. Disappointing result in the end and the second half performance that United seem to not even come out of the dressing room for, to be quite honest with you. But please do smash a like on the video, guys. If you haven't done so already, do hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We've got Chris and Ben back with us as usual to give us their thoughts on the game. Ben, I'll start with you this time. A disappointing result and, a disappointing second half performance more than anything else.
Yeah, where do you start with it? I think it's going to be the case for the league now. I think we need to get all these players and just play them in the Premier League, get them in a shop window. Just basically turn around and say to them, if you want to be here, prove yourself to end the season.
Yeah.
That's how desperate we are, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's a disappointing way to finish the game, considering I thought we were well in it in the first half, Chris. There wasn't it was a bit tit for tat, and they attacked, we attacked. There was some chances either side, nothing major outside of the two goals. But what's your overall views on it?
Tale of two halves. We were in it. We had some nice chances in the first half. The second half, we came out flat, and it just looked like we just, did they do anything? I guess they created, but they created more chances, but we gave goals away. Mazraoui fell. Altai tried to play a pretty pass, so that's, 3. And then what was the other one?
Beander.
And then Delo making, Beander's bad pass, and then Delo getting toasted by a 21-year-old Livramento down the side, and then just no effort defensively on that. You want to make that effort in the when you're pressing and you're letting them out of their defending third, but not when you're in your defending third. That's just poor. Adam will be out minus 5,000, I'm guessing, since he did have an assist. So, but that kind of wipes his effort there, wipes away anything good that he did in that game. So, did we really go into the game thinking we were gonna? We were maybe hoping for a point, a draw away from home. You look at our team that we put out there. Defensively, the only starter that we had out there was Euro and Mazraoui. Lindelof is, he's just not the right. You can't play Lindelof in the center of the park by himself. You can't. He showed it.
He's not dominant enough, isn't he? Now,
no. Well, he's just not that type of player. He doesn't like to play tight to people. So that's the issue and everything. And then our midfield was decent enough in the first half, and then when the game gets out of hand, everybody just kind of folds up. There's just in my mind, we go in there and we try to get a decent result, which we didn't do. But at the same time, we're looking at Thursday. Thursday is the day for us. Like you said earlier, Jack, if we win, we don't move from 13th. And not that we shouldn't try to be winning games. Don't get me wrong. We should always be going out and trying to win games. But we started a teenager, Harry Amos, at the right wing back or left wing back. Sorry. And then, we just, we didn't. And then, Xerxes going down is troublesome. It really is. So that's going to hurt. I think that's the worst part of the game, to be honest with you. Is the injury to Xerxes is not what we need right now. And, I was listening to pundits earlier before the match, and they were saying, what kind of team do you put out there? Because do you worry about injury? Do you do you not put the guys out there? Maybe you start Hoyland anyways, just because you don't want something to happen to Xerxes, because Thursday's the day. Thursday's more important than Sunday at this moment, and I just think, and to go back to your point about Onana versus Altai, is that I didn't know this, and I don't know how much truth there is, that supposedly he got dropped because his wife got supposedly mugged. So that wasn't. I don't know if that's more performance or if it's a personal issue that he got dropped for this game and didn't travel.
Yeah, I've seen a couple. I've seen some different reports. Some reports said that Amram told him after the game on Thursday night that he wouldn't be involved today. And then other reports suggested that, it was for personal reasons because of what happened to his wife and so on and so forth.
But the only thing I can say is in that regard, like maybe he's not going to be involved, meaning he won't start if he told him that Thursday night. But for him not to travel, maybe that's because of his wife. You know what I mean? Yeah. So maybe he would have been on the bench, and then because of his wife, they just said, "Why don't you stay at home?" At that point. And I was listening to him earlier and saying maybe that, because of what happened, maybe he won't even maybe he won't be there Thursday night either because of the family stuff. I don't want to go down that road, but I mean, it's just what I heard. I mean, but the one thing I said, I commented.
Well, I think, sorry, Chris, because I remember, I'm sorry, I should have said it straight away, but Amram did say in his interview before the game that he is in training tomorrow and he's available for Thursday. Yeah, sorry.
But the thing is about the blunder that Altai made, and I get it. It's a bad blunder, but the game was out of hand already, and he's trying to do something he shouldn't. I think, though, and will he get criticized for it? Yes, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, that mistake is easier to fix than what Onana's been doing.
Yeah, of course.
Not been saving shots. With Altai, you can say, I don't want you to play that ball. I just want you to get rid of it. And that's easy. That's easily solved. The stuff with Onana is you just
it's
can't
the basics.
save the ball.
It's the fundamentals of goalkeeping.
You're whiffing on a ball that you're trying. You're just not making saves, and that's different. So, and that's the only pushback I have. But again, do I think binders are long-term solution? No, but I think watching him play today, besides the pass, I think he gives us a better option to win. I think the guys are more comfortable with him back there.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I think, look, I mean, during the watch along, I was saying, that he's not the solution, and again, I try to go against the, it's very easy to jump on the bandwagon of being negative against an individual player. And Onana has made enough mistakes for a lot of people to, to jump on that bandwagon. But, I kind of pushed against that a little bit after Binder made it, because you see it online. Get Binder in, play Binder to the end of the season. Binder is better than Onana, and at some parts I'm sure he is, but other parts, of course, he isn't. You know what I mean? So, I think we have to look at the overall solution here, and neither solution is a good one. Yeah. Whether it's Onana or Binder, you know what I mean?
I think Onana starts on Thursday.
Well, I was going to ask you that, Ben. What do you think? Give me your reasoning behind it.
I just think that is what Amram wants. Just have a rest, get chilled out, have a few days to yourself. Obviously, what else has happened and stuff. Just try and get his mind back into it. Yeah. But I was surprised he didn't start today, because he could have played today and could have said to him, if you make any mistakes, you're out Thursday.
Yeah,
it's both sides of it, isn't it? So
yeah, absolutely.
But I've just got a feeling he's going to start on Thursday.
What do you think, Chris? Now, take away what you want. What do you think will happen?
I think Binder starts. I just think because just the plain fact of shot stopping. Because if you take all the mistakes that is Onana's made and everything like that, it's all about his shot stopping. And I think that and you watch Binder today, he comes out for balls. He comes out for what's that?
Did he have a save?
Yeah, he had a double save in the first half.
Oh, he did. He had a double save. I knew there was one I was trying to remember.
Yeah,
sorry.
I mean, he had a double save in the first half, and I think if you just watch him, even on the shots that are close, he's covering his angles, and he's like on that. I think the first one was a Harvey Barnes that had the one that skipped, or Isak had the one that kind of skimmed the far post. He was there for the save. I just look at it as, if I was coaching and I'm managing and I'm looking at from a shot stopping perspective, Binder is better. And that's what we need right now, because Onana wasn't stopping shots. I didn't see, he's making better. He's just stopping more shots. Onana's putting the ball in harm's way, stopping a shot, but putting it right back in front of him at the 6-yard box for so-and-so for Turkey to finish. I just think that Binder's better at that. And actively, he's better on crosses. He's better coming out. He's not glued to his line. The pass, that's easily fixed. Get the ball out. I don't care. Because if you notice today, we didn't try to play out from the back on goal kicks.
No.
It was going.
And I'm just looking at like touches for being there tonight. He had 69 touches. He had more touches than Garnacho. He had more touches than Xerxes. He had more touches than Bruno. He had more touches than Ugarte. He touched the ball an awful lot.
He did. But I mean, I'll put a lot of that on, and you mentioned this in the watch in the watch along, is that, and I have to agree with you, is that Newcastle has one of the better midfields, if not the best midfield in the game right now. Yeah. So the amount of pressure in the space that they close down, it doesn't surprise me that Bruno didn't have the touches or Ugarte didn't have the touches, because it's hard to play through those guys, and everything. So I think that's, but I think you saw something that they were trying to do, and playing the ball over the top, going over the midfield to try to play into Xerxes, which he was doing well, bringing the ball down and doing different things. And everything. So I think that there's a change in philosophy at that point, because I was very happy when Bayern took a goal kick and everybody was like just get out. And I think part of that is we have Amos on the left side. You have Lindelof, who's not great playing the ball out. Euro is good playing the ball out. Mazraoui is good, but we don't have the defensive line to play the ball out, and maybe we don't trust them enough to do that at that point.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about then, Ben. I mean, obviously, look, Harry Amas gets his debut today. Not his debut, but his first start for Manchester United. And I was impressed with him. I didn't think he'd done an awful lot wrong, in fairness.
No. As I say, I'd probably start him every game now for the rest of the season. If we're going to build on next season, why not give these players a chance?
Is that the Premier League?
I know you're probably not base group. Yeah, in the Premier League, I'd play them every game in the Premier League. Do you know these young lads that are coming through? Why not just play them in the Premier League? So next season they've got some experience in their legs. They know what they're expecting.
Yeah, and we spoke as well, didn't we, about, if I think someone mentioned in the live chat about maybe selling him on, because he would be pure profit if we do decide to sell him on. I mean, giving him now to the end of the season in the Premier League would probably only increase his value.
Yeah.
What, to 5 million?
Well, I mean, when you're talking about, I think if we get good at selling, I mean, you're talking about City graduates who have never even played in the first team. We're going for 20, 25 million.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's had enough game time to really get any profit in him. I think
I agree. I'm saying in the future, like if we sold him for 20 million in the future, it would be like 50 million on the books.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I would think that, honestly, depending on who we bring in, and I mean, you got to remember we have that kid from Paraguay coming in too that plays left back. Yeah. I think if anything, Amos goes out on loan and gets the experience and gets the game time that he needs, and then you kind of look at him from there, like what we did with. I'll be honest, like what we did with Ahmad. Ahmad went to Sunderland and got the experience that he needed, and he could come back and be very, very good at that point. I mean, I just think, and like Desi says, I was very surprised that Eriksen was out there.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, was,
yeah, but to be honest with you,
I would have put Manu out there for a half.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you on this, because I think Ruben Amorim is setting his sights on this Europa League, and rightly so. You know what I mean? He knows this is a fucking dead rubber in the Premier League, and he's going, I can actually give Eriksen 90 minutes here now, somebody who I'm not going to be overly reliant on. You know what I mean? I can also bring Shaw on. I can bring on, Mason Mount again. Hyland was a forced substitution. I can play Harry Amas at left back. I can play Lindelof at centre back and not have to play Harry Maguire. I think it was a very, very tactical setup by Ruben Amorim in terms of keeping players fresh.
Okay, keep your players fresh, but why not give Manu at least a half? Give him 45, and give him 45 in the first half just to get something in his legs before Thursday. Yeah, but I mean that's my only. I'm not disagreeing with you, but that's my only pushback.
I think with Manu specifically, I think Amorim's concern there would have been that's a very physical midfield you're going up against, and I don't want too much contact against you now that you're just back from injury. You know what I mean? And again, I think there's probably more important games that he could play. Like he might have a big part to play on Thursday. We don't know yet. You know what I mean? Depending on how we set up.
No, I'm not. I don't, like I said, I'm not completely disagreeing. I just thought that maybe because he hasn't had a lot of time on his legs since he's been back. So I was just thinking maybe it's the reverse. Maybe you bring him on. Would you bring him on in the 80th minute, somewhere in there? Yeah. So maybe you bring him on. You give him 30 minutes or something, like just a little bit more than what he had.
82nd minute. So he got about 13, 14 minutes.
Okay. So I mean, I just thought that we would be doing something like that, and if you give him a run at the beginning of the game and it starts to get a little out of hand or something, then you pull and you save him for Thursday. But like you said, I can't disagree with what your assessment there. Like, yeah, you're going to put Eriksson out there for 90 and kind of just let him run himself out, which he did in 5. So,
yeah.
I mean, I just don't. I mean, again, Newcastle had something to play for. We didn't.
Exactly.
And I think it showed in the game. And I'm very happy because now Chelsea gets knocked down to 6. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, we're going to hear it all week about Sancho scoring the tying goal. So,
talk to me a little bit, lads, about the loss of Xerxes, because him pulling up like that is not a good thing. I mean,
I'm holding out hope.
Yeah, and I said in the chat, when you're getting, like, sometimes you can pull your hamstring and walk off and you're fine. You know what I mean? And I've pulled my hamstring before, and you might not feel it for a day or two, or whatever the case may be. But he was physically helped off the pitch. It's not a good sign, is it?
I don't think it looked great, but I mean, I've had hamstrings where you cramped up so bad because you make that long run, and maybe it tightens up so bad that maybe, and that's why I'm crossing my fingers that maybe it'll stretch itself out and it won't be as bad as it was, because I mean, he twinged and everything like that, but like, I just think it was more precautionary that he got helped off, because I mean, he's not a small guy, so I'm just holding
that looked more than precautionary to me.
I think it's more the timing of his injury, though, isn't it? I think it's more the timing in his come. It's not. It could be end of season for him, couldn't it?
It could. It very well could.
Let's hope it's not.
I'll be honest with you. I think at that point, going to Thursday, I don't even know if Højlund starts on Thursday. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I think that maybe you may see
Bruno
more
on a false 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say that, but I mean, like we've been talking about, what does Højlund really offer us? We're playing with 10 men. We might as well play, zero. But I mean, and then maybe I mean, it sucks that Cheeto Obi Martin can't play, but maybe you see a false 9, or maybe you see a Bruno up there with Mount, with Ugarte, Casemiro, Mainu, Garnacho, and Bruno playing in the false 9 or something like that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, because Højlund just doesn't offer anything.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Desi said, so basically bend over, Jack, is it? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's more important things on the horizon than a fucking dead rubber for Manchester United against Newcastle. And I know you want to be going out and winning every game and competing for every game, absolutely. But let's just take a bit of perspective into the game. You know what I mean? Play Eriksson. Play Harry.
But here's the other thing. I don't know if you guys, like, I'm sure you guys followed them, but like, Arsenal didn't put out their best 11.
Exactly. Spurs put out a good team against fucking Wolves as well.
They got
their
ass handed to them.
And got their fucking arses handed to them. Exactly.
But I mean, you look at Arsenal. I mean, they went out and got a 1-1.
The league is fucking over, lads.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's a fucking dead rubber of a league.
Arsenal's playing for Champions League.
About 5 or 6 games left to go. Relegation is already done. The champions are already done with Liverpool. There's a small bit of a fucking race for top 5. You know what I mean? Which is fucking the biggest load of net ever. It's been a shit season. I'm not just saying that it's been a fucking shit season as a United fan, but in terms of as a spectacle for the Premier League, It's been fucking useless. So it has. And I'm delighted it's been useless because Liverpool have just fucking won another pudding league. You know what I mean? They've got one COVID league and now they've got one where nobody even was anyway decent to fucking challenge them. You know, so the 2 leagues they've got in 35 years are not worth a fuck. Good night and God bless. Right, let's end it there because I'm going to watch the Masters. I can't wait. A bit of golf.
Are you not a Rory fan?
Not really. No. Like ever
He's
since he
Irish,
came out,
though,
ever since he
Northern
came
Irish,
out and
right?
said he wanted to play for Great Britain in the Olympics because, you know, it gave him a better chance of winning the gold medal. I was like, well, you can fuck right off then. Sorry, Ben.
Good lads.
I'll be honest with you. It should be. I think it should be a good Masters, though. I mean,
It's going to be very good. It's going to be very, like Bryson's putt on 18 yesterday. It just set it up lovely, like, you know what I mean. So anyway, that's for the golf community channel for a future date to be spoken about. Lads, I appreciate you coming on as always. And look, we'll be back for the podcast on Wednesday night, I presume.
Yep.
Yeah, no worries.
Right. See you, boys. Thanks a mil. Appreciate it. Thanks everybody for watching as well, guys. Do smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Thanks to everybody who contributed with the super chats, with the the new members, all that good stuff as well. I'll be back tomorrow with the Man United Daily Podcast on Spotify. Yeah, we'll be back as normal then all next week as well. And it's a big week coming up for United. Thanks for watching, guys. Disappointing result in the end, but again, more important things coming up next week. Smash a like in the video, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you during the week. Take it easy.